A lot of them seem to be the questions that they're asking.
Okay, so February is likely to be the month where we make the most progress with our learning reports and our assignments, and of course, test number 1. Now, I just want to share with you some of the contents of the document called COMM 1228, Path to Test 1. When you open that document in your inbox, it begins with a table that will give you the name of the assignments and the due dates and the point values. And when you take a quick look at that, you can see that the title of the document, Preparing a Path for Test 1, means that Test 1 will be completed before the 26th of February. So you say, well, we have, a little over a month to get that done, perhaps. We should begin to make sure we do well on that test. Now, the path to Test 1, there are actually 3 paths, and probably the table in the document is the best place to go to understand the 3 paths. The most direct path is just to plan to write Test 1 in the week that we are writing it. That would involve, becoming familiar with the objectives that we're covering in the textbook. Since you have decided by that path not to build up the learning report gradebook points, that's fine. That will take that responsibility away from you. And that would probably mean that you wouldn't be taking part in the workplace mentorship milestone work that we're doing in the classroom. But that can be done either on your own or through assignments later in the semester. So that simple path of preparing for Test 1 by studying the material in the textbook, that is open. The in-class activity is where we'll be stepping through all of the objectives in the textbook, and each week you'll be able to submit a learning report about the work we do in class. Each week that will allow you to accumulate up to 5 gradebook points, and it's possible when it becomes time to write Test 2 that you will have 25 gradebook points accumulated, and you would not have to write the test. Of course, if you have less than 25 gradebook points, you're welcome to write the test and take the better mark of the test or the gradebook points. Now, the other option, which your textbook allows you to do, is to do the CourseMate online work, and you will submit learning reports as a result of completing that work, and those learning reports will include the You Try It exercises from the objectives that you submit, and you'll be required to do the tasks that are listed for that objective in the online engagement tracker. So you can be sure that you've done everything. So before you hit the send key to send the You Try It exercise, look at the engagement tracker and make sure that you've got your visit to the ebook, and you've got 2 of the 2 videos, and you've got all of the things it asks you to do done. You won't be getting the in-class experience of the workplace mentorship milestone, but like the folks who are going straight to Test 1, you'll be able to pick that up on your own, or you can do some assignments later in the semester. So the more information is always available in your email inbox, and in addition to this particular document, you can refer to the COMM 1228 Learning Reports Winter 2016, and that will help you understand the paths better. You may even find that there are other resources. The Prezi presentation of this material is also available for your understanding of how we get to test one, and that's a online presentation that you can reach by clicking the link in the document, and that presentation will take you through a couple of the paths from here to the test number one. And the let's see, it seems to be taking a little bit of a time here to load up, but I think we're okay. So the note here is that test one will all be complete by February 26. So we can start our journey to, so in the classroom, you'll need to ask yourself what objective did we work on this week in class, and what learning skills did we use, and that'll be the foundation for your learning report. The second learning report, maybe in the classroom we did some group work on the cover email and the subject line or the body or the conclusion of that document. The resume, of course, is part of the coursework between now and test one. We'll want to understand how to set up the parts of the resume, and so what objective covers that information, and how did you use the learning skills with that particular lesson. Okay, now there's a couple of options, of course, that we know about resumes. So the textbook has an objective that deals with one type and has an objective that deals with the other type. When we discuss those, what learning skills did you use to get more information about the two different types of resumes? And we hopefully will be able to work on a draft cover email resume set in preparation for the test. And also, when you look beyond the test, you'll see the first assignment is to have you create your own high-quality cover email and resume. Okay, so that will bring you to the test, and you'll have covered off a great deal of the material for the test, and you'll have worked on the learning skills in the workplace. Now, as I mentioned, that's not the only path. The alternate online path would have you, work on the CourseMate, and when you finish a CourseMate session, you can create a learning report based on that session, and make sure in your learning report that you identify the objective that you were working on, and make sure that you attach the You Try It exercise to your email. And when you do that, and as I mentioned before, take care of all of the other things in the engagement tracker, that'll bring you to the end where you'll be able to look at some of the learning report marks that you've gathered and decide whether you're going to write test one or not. So time to be thinking about getting to test one, and I hope that this information has been helpful.